This podcast is brought to you by CapCut Pro.
Welcome to the AI Analysis Podcast. On today's show, we're doing an analysis of an analysis.
Oh yeah, the Spur of the Moment podcast, taking Rotten Tomatoes to task.
Exactly. So we listened closely to this recent show from the Spur of the Moment podcast. They were really digging into movies and, you know, that whole Rotten Tomatoes scoring thing everyone argues about. And our job today, basically, is to unpack what they said. We want to pull out the key stuff, the surprising bits, and give you some things to chew on about pop culture and how we even talk about media.
Yeah, think of it like this. You get to see how these guys wrestled with all this info. It's kind of a shortcut for you, not just to understand the movies, but to see how different takes really shape what we think is good or bad.
Right, getting past just the surface noise.
Exactly, those aha moments, without having to sift through everything yourself.
Okay, let's get into it then.
Yeah.
So the Spur of the Moment show, it starts off, well, pretty authentically, you know? Like two buddies just hitting record.
Yeah, totally.
They mention this kind of funny subscriber goal they have, aiming for 200 by someone's birthday, starting at 178.
It's specific.
Right. And there are these audio glitches, like a 12-second delay, the gain being off, stuff that just makes it feel real.
Relatable, not super polished.
Exactly. And it kind of sets the stage for how they later just, you know, bluntly critique something established like Rotten Tomatoes. But then they jump straight into this, like, super fast news segment.
Oh, yeah, it was all over the place. Covered so much ground, gives you a real feel for their perspective on things.
So first up was that whole Sesame Street and Netflix thing. Remember the panic?
Vaguely, yeah. People thought Netflix would just cancel it after 2 seasons like they do.
Right, that was the fear. But the host pointed out the actual deal was day and date with PBS, so it airs on both at the same time.
Which is actually way better than the old HBO deal, where it was exclusive for a while.
Exactly. And the real kicker, the thing that made the original panic kind of silly, Sesame Street is self-funded.
Not PBS funded.
Right.
Right. So the whole worry was based on, well, nothing solid.
It just shows how fast narratives spread online, doesn't it? Like, the outrage gets going before anyone knows the facts.
Totally. Misinformation or just incomplete information, really. Then they got into Muppet voices.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. They were saying kids don't notice the performer changes, but adults definitely do. You know, Kermit sounding different from Elmo or whatever.
But their idea for Disney was kind of genius.
It really was. They suggested a whole storyline where Constantine, the evil frog look-alike.
Yeah, from Muppets Most Wanted.
Right. That he'd been secretly replacing Kermit for years, and that's why the voice changed.
It's a fun meta way to explain it. Disney should listen, honestly.
I thought so, too. Addresses that fan complaint perfectly, and then things got weird. The movie news.
Oh, man. The Whack-A-Mole movie.
I know. Just baffling. They were trying to figure out what the plot could even be. Like, a mole afraid to pop up? Or maybe like the Battleship movie?
Just why? And then the Skibidi Toilet movie. That one really hit home.
Tell me about it. Made me feel ancient. Learning that's actually in production.
And not just production, but with, like, serious talent attached.
Yeah.
Academy Award nominees, Jeffrey Bruce from 12 Monkeys, Transformers.
And Bob Legato on VFX, Titanic, Avatar.
It's just mind-boggling. It really shows that generational culture gap, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the Zootopia 2 trailer, they were laughing about the vague comments, like concepts of a trailer.
Yeah, and that joke about Aquafina voicing the snake.
Oh, speaking of big names, Ryan Reynolds came up.
Right. Deadpool.
Apparently, Deadpool was supposed to die in the first movie, like properly die. Atomized with Wolverine, maybe?
Wow, but Disney stepped in.
Yeah, Disney intervened. Shows how much studio decisions can just completely change the original vision.
Wild.
Yeah.
And they also talked about how quickly online fame shifts, right? Using Reynolds and Jack Black as examples.
Yeah, Reynolds had some controversy. They called it baloney, whatever that was.
And Jack Black went from the Peaches song being huge to, like, lava chicken overnight.
It's just that constant cycle online. Love 'em 1 minute, gone the next.
So true. And Reynolds wanting an R-rated Star Wars.
Yeah. But their
Yeah.
condition was funny. It had to be a comedy.
Like Deadpool, yeah. Not dark and serious like Rebel Moon or Andor.
Their pitch was great. Some clueless character like Jar Jar or C-3PO just wandering through really dark stuff without noticing.
That's certainly a take.
Eh.
Blends the styles, I guess.
What else? Oh, the Elden Ring movie discussion.
Right. They questioned if you could even adapt a game like that, or Dark Souls.
Yeah, because the point isn't really the story, it's more the experience, right? Getting your butt kicked repeatedly.
Exactly. They thought something like Jack and Daxter or Sly Cooper would make more sense for a movie. More narrative there.
Makes sense. And then Sydney Sweeney being totally upfront about Madam Web.
Oh, yeah, just saying she took it for the value
to
boost her production company.
Despite Sony's track record with those Spidey spin-offs.
It's very strategic.
Ooh.
Shows how Hollywood works sometimes, beyond just the art.
Definitely. Then that weird comic crossover guess.
The 20 questions. Archie meets Jay in Silent Bob.
As Blunt Man and Chronic. And they debated if they're technically superheroes.
Oh, funny stuff.
Yes.
And Jason Momoa being cast as Blanca in Street Fighter.
Yeah. And one of the hosts guessed it right away because of the orange hair rumor.
That was impressive. And finally, the live-action Lilo and Stitch drama.
Right. The changed ending. No Gontu. People were upset.
And the hosts were spitballing ways Gontu could have worked. CGI, human disguise.
Or maybe he was Cobra Bubbles.
Huh. And they kind of subtly mentioned Pleakley's outfit.
Yeah, the slightly gay-looking outfit, acknowledging those undertones.
So looking at all that news, it's just a whirlwind, isn't it?
It really is. So much stuff, some of it totally absurd. It really shows how hard it must be to form like a solid opinion when there's just so much noise.
Exactly. Which kind of leads us into their main topic. But first, a word about our sponsor.
Okay, CapCut's free version. Lots of people know it, right? Desktop, mobile.
Yeah, it's solid for starting out. Does your trimming, splitting, basic filters, effects. Great entry point.
But the pro version, that's where things get interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's where you really step up.
Yeah.
We're talking AI tools, premium templates you won't find elsewhere, a much bigger library of effects, music, stock footage. Plus, you get, like, better export options, more ways to customize things. It's geared towards, pros or just people who want more sophisticated results.
Gotcha. Let's unpack some of those pro features then. You mentioned the vast media library.
High-quality templates, exclusive filters, really diverse music tracks, HD stock footage. You don't have to leave the app.
Okay. So no more endless searching on other sites for the right clip or song.
Exactly. Keeps you in the creative flow. Find what you need right there. It's a huge time saver, honestly.
And what about improving the actual footage? Sometimes, the recording isn't perfect. Background noise, maybe it's a bit blurry.
Right. That's where the automatically enhance video quality feature comes in. It uses AI, and it's pretty smart.
How so?
Well, it can listen to your audio and actually separate the talking from, like, coffee shop chatter or wind noise. Cleans it right up.
No, wow.
And for the video, it can sharpen details, reduce that grainy look you get in low light. It optimizes things without you needing to be a tech wizard, makes rough footage usable.
Okay, that sounds incredibly useful. What about, like, shaky camera work? Or making things look more dynamic?
Pro has advanced video editing features. Think video stabilization smooths out those bumps. Motion blur effects for, that professional action feel. And then there's stuff like auto reframe. Super handy. It intelligently adjusts your video for different formats, like taking a wide YouTube clip and making it look good vertically for TikTok. And camera tracking lets you pin text or graphics to something moving in the video. It sticks right with it. Really polished stuff.
And getting that sort of cinematic color, that specific look?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Easily adjust video color. This isn't just basic brightness contrast. Pro gives you advanced color correction tools.
Like color grading.
Exactly. Sophisticated grading options. There's even AI color matching, so if you have multiple clips shot at different times or with different cameras, it helps make the colors consistent. And you can really fine-tune the hues, the tones, even use LUTs, lookup tables, to apply specific film looks instantly.
That sounds powerful. Now, something that always took me ages was subtitles, especially if you want them in another language.
Oh, tell me about it. Well, Pro has this feature, generate bilingual subtitles and mark keywords.
Seriously, it does it automatically.
Yep. Creates subtitles, translates them into multiple languages, and can even highlight key terms for you. Saves so much time. Makes reaching a global audience way easier.
That's a game changer right there. Okay, so we've talked about all these pro-level features. Let's talk cost. Is CapCut Pro actually, affordable compared to the big editing software?
That's the key question, right? The basic version's free, obviously. Pro's a subscription, monthly or yearly. But yeah, compared to traditional Pro software, which can run hundreds, even thousands, CapCut Pro is significantly more affordable.
So it's genuinely cost-effective for the quality you're getting.
Absolutely. It puts those high-end results within reach for a lot more people.
And getting it is easy. How does that work? Super simple. On a PC, download the app, sign in, hit Join Pro, pick your plan. Done.
And mobile.
Same idea. Grab it from the App Store or Google Play, open it, tap the Pro button, sign in, choose your plan. Really straightforward.
And it works on most systems, right?
Yep. Handles all the common video formats, MP4, MOV, AVI, WMV. And audio, like MB3, WAV, AAC.
And critically, what about exporting? Can you get high quality out?
Oh yeah, that's a big plus for Pro. You can export up to 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. So super sharp, really smooth video, looks great even on big screens. And by the way, this very conversation, it was edited using CapCut Pro. So click the link in the description and unlock your creativity today.
Okay, back to the spur of the moment.
Right. So the main part of their show was looking at movies based on Rotten Tomato scores. They wanted to find 100% fresh movies.
Which they immediately ran into trouble with, right? Had to lower the bar to 95% plus.
Yeah, exactly. Finding pure 100% was harder than they thought.
And it's crucial to understand their take on RT, for you listening. They basically said, look, fresh just means most critics gave it some kind of positive review.
Even just, it was okay.
Right, not this is a perfect movie, just thumbs up, basically. So the score itself, that big percentage, can be kind of misleading. That was their whole argument, really.
That's the core thesis, and listening to them discuss the actual movies was fascinating. They started with those 100% scores. First was The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf.
The animated Netflix one. Prequel.
Yeah, about Geralt's mentor, Vesemir. They liked the animation, called it pretty, and the plot twist was interesting. The Witchers were actually making monsters to stay in business.
Corrupt mentor indeed. Okay, then they went way back.
Way back. Chaplin's the Kid from 1921, also 100%. Yeah, but different for Chaplin. Not his usual romance thing. It's the tramp raising this abandoned kid. They have this window-fixing scam.
The racket, yeah.
They found the ending sweet, but they did admit, silent films are tough for modern attention spans.
Fair point. Even a perfect score doesn't mean it clicks for everyone today.
Totally. Next, Studio Ghibli. The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, 100%.
Oh, the one with the beautiful watercolor style. 2013.
That's the one. Chloe Grace Moretz, in the dub, adapts that old Japanese story, The Bamboo Cutter. They compared the art to Okami, the game, and Kubo and the two strings.
Nice comparisons.
One host got kind of stuck on Buddha being shown as a deity, seemed confused by that, but overall they thought it was pretty, maybe a little dry.
Okay, so appreciation, but maybe not deep engagement. Then came Flow. That was 97%.
Yeah, the 2024 animated one that won an Oscar. Its whole thing was real animals, no dialogue, just animal sounds.
And they immediately saw the contradiction, right?
Yep. These real animals are also sailing boats. Anthropomorphic.
So much for realism.
Right. One host just couldn't get into it. No relatable characters. The animation felt inconsistent, like a cat falls in water but doesn't look wet.
Little details like that can pull you out.
Exactly. They felt it was like a tech demo, or maybe a short film idea stretched too thin. Shows how critical acclaim doesn't guarantee connection.
Definitely. What about Pinocchio, the Disney classic?
100%. They really focused on how upsetting it is.
Oh, yeah. Pleasure Island. The donkey scene.
Exactly. They were saying how older kids' movies just went for it, no problem, traumatizing kids. Very different from now.
Sure.
And they also talked about plot holes, like why donkeys? Just unexplained stuff you notice watching it now.
Fair enough. Next up, a big one. Seven Samurai.
Kurosawa's epic, 100%. They acknowledged its huge influences, basically invented the Western genre, inspired Star Wars, Mulan.
Absolutely foundational film, but...
Like 3.5 hours long.
Oof, yeah.
That was the main hurdle for them. Just too long. One host called it total agony for their attention span.
Wow, agony. Even while knowing it's a classic.
Yeah. They admitted the classic status, the influence, all that. But the viewing experience itself, tough. Bad subtitles didn't help, cultural gaps. It really hammered their point about 100% not meaning easy or enjoyable for everyone.
Big time. Perfect example.
Okay.
Okay, what else?
Another Ghibli. Only Yesterday from 91, but dubbed in 2016. Also 100%.
Coming of age story, right? Adult remembering being 10.
Yep. And they highlighted this one specific cultural moment. The dad slaps the daughter for not wearing shoes outside.
Which sounds harsh out of context.
Right. But the source clarified it was seen as an indicator of poverty in post-war Japan. That context changes things.
Okay. That's a crucial piece of info. Good detail. Then Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. Specifically, Vengeance Most Foul. Another 100%.
And they won.
Seems like it. They described Wallace as a successful inventor now, making a gnome robot.
And Feathers McGraw gets involved.
Oh boy. Yeah, reprograms the gnome. They talked about whether W and G are culturally significant, kind of niche here, but massive in Britain, like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, that tracks.
They called the films delightful, good kids movies, even with some darker bits. Simple, but significant in its own way.
Nice. And then 12 Angry Men.
The 57 classic, 100%. They loved the single location, the jury room.
So influential, parodied everywhere.
Exactly. Family Guy, Malcolm in the Middle. And they noted the underlying discussion of race, the inner city kid, that one juror's bigoted rant.
Powerful stuff.
Just great writing, great acting, proof you don't need spectacle.
Absolutely. Last one in this batch.
A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles movie from '64, 98%.
Okay.
Basic plot. 48 hours before a TV show. They liked the sharp dialogue, but they noticed some repetition.
Like the songs.
Yeah, like Can't Buy Me Love plays twice during one chase scene, and one host was actually kind of disappointed by some early Beatles songs.
Really?
Yeah, personally just didn't vibe with all of them. Led them to actually knock the score down to 97% in their own minds.
Interesting. Making their own score adjustment.
And they shared that funny story about the Beatles stopping touring because the screaming was so loud they couldn't hear themselves.
Classic. So, looking at this first batch.
Yeah, it's really striking how their personal experience attention span for Seven Samurai, taste in music for A Hard Day's Night, it bumps up against that perfect or near perfect score.
Exactly. It reinforces their whole argument about what fresh actually means on Rotten Tomatoes. It doesn't mean you personally will love it unconditional.
Precisely. Okay, so now we get to the movies. The spur of the moment hosts didn't finish or didn't watch at all their have not seen list.
And this is where their argument about Rotten Tomatoes really comes into sharp focus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some really strong examples here.
Totally. Starting with probably the heaviest one.
Has to be Grave of the Fireflies. Another Ghibli, 1988, 100% on RT.
Yeah. They described it as just upsetting, hard to even talk about because of, quote, unpleasant things happening to a very small child.
Even though they acknowledge it's beautiful, well-animated.
Right. The host flat out said they would never watch it again. And they did mention the spoiler that both kids die.
It's brutal. A powerful anti-war message focusing on civilian suffering.
They also seemed confused by the Ant character, didn't quite get her motivations, and apparently YouTube blocked them from using the trailer.
Wow. It speaks volumes about the content, doesn't it? There's a live-action version too, apparently.
Huh. Didn't know that. Okay, so from that emotional gut punch
to something completely different that really drove their point home.
Beavis and Butthead do the universe. 97%.
Yeah. The host did not hold back their dislike for Beavis and Butthead personally. Found them annoying, juvenile.
Despite admitting they're culturally relevant. Yeah.
They kind of skimmed the plot, blowing up the gym, space camp, the wormhole to 2022, meeting the smart versions.
That Howdy Schroll laugh.
Right. Their point was the humor often comes from other characters reacting to B&B, not the duo themselves.
And they called out some cringy jokes like the white privilege bit in the gender studies class.
The host basically just thinks the show is bad, contrasted it with King of the Hill, Mike Judge's other show, where the characters are more redeemable.
Okay, but here's the absolute key part for their Rotten Tomatoes argument.
This is the kicker. The Kim possible live-action movie.
Which they thought was terrible, horrid, bad.
Also has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But why? Because it only had 7 reviews total.
And only 4 of those reviewers were actually accredited critics.
Exactly. So that 100% is based on basically nothing. It perfectly proved their thesis. A high score, especially with few reviews, can be totally meaningless.
Judge for yourself.
Yeah.
That was the takeaway. Don't just trust the number.
That Kim Possible example is just, it lays it bare, doesn't it? The flaw in relying solely on that percentage.
Completely. Okay, one more. Have not seen. They made it.
A palate cleanser after Grave of the Fireflies, apparently. The first slam dunk.
The basketball anime movie, also 100%.
Yeah, 2022. And surprisingly huge. Grossed $279 million worldwide. Wikipedia claims it's the highest grossing basketball film ever.
Wow. Okay.
It adapts the final match from the manga, adds some new stuff. The host found it uplifting, even though the main character has a sad backstory. A nice contrast.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. Listening to their analysis of these movies and the scores.
Yeah, what this analysis of an analysis shows us, really, is that those Rotten Tomatoes scores, they look simple, but they hide a lot.
Right. All the nuance of why a critic liked or disliked something gets lost, especially for niche stuff or films with hardly any reviews, like Kim Possible.
So what's the bottom line here? What does it mean for you listening?
It really means you got to engage critically. Look past the number, read some actual reviews, see why people felt a certain way. Don't just accept the percentage as the final word.
Yeah, dig a little deeper.
And if you think about the bigger picture, maybe the real freshness isn't in that number at all.
What do you...
Well, it's in the actual human reactions, right?
Yeah.
The frustration someone felt watching a 3.5-hour movie, even if it's a classic. The confusion over a cultural detail like the slap-over shoes. The profound sadness from something like Grave of the Fireflies. That's the stuff that tells you about the film's impact.
Not just a thumbs up or thumbs down tally.
Exactly. So maybe the question for you is, what other aggregated truths, what simple numbers or scores are you maybe accepting without really looking closer? And what interesting, messy human details might you be missing because of it?
That's a really good question to end on. Food for thought.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for joining us for this look at how others look at media. We hope it gave you some new perspectives. Keep exploring, keep questioning. And hey, you can always connect with us. Check out our Patreon, join the Discord, follow us on social media. All the links are there.
Yeah, join the conversation.
So today's episode is sponsored by the Spur of the Moment podcast, everybody. Come join us every Saturday. We're going to do this. We're going to sit here. We're going to talk about the news. Time to talk about the Minecraft.
Okay.
It looks bad. We're going to talk about movies. That new Joker movie is apparently terrible, and I want to see it so badly because I hear it's awful. We're going to make some jokes. We're going to have some laughs.
There's a lot of funny jokes in there. There's a lot of weird jokes in there. The Channing Tatum one will always make me laugh. Especially when you hear the behind the scenes stuff, like when you hear the behind the scenes story of how they just phoned them up.
We're occasionally going to have other people along for the ride.
A really fun fact though is I learned last year that that Coraline was Leica and not Disney.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I can see why you would make that mistake. Yeah. Because it does seem like it's a different. And to be fair,
that would be a horrifying, terrible Disney movie.
It would be because yeah. And we're just gonna have a generally good time. George, do you have anything else you want to say about our podcast? Make people watch it.
We watch movies. Sometimes we watch shows, but we always have fun.
Here
on the Spur. Three, 2, 1. On the Spur of the podcast moment.
Yeah, we nailed it. Nailed it. Podcast. Yeah. It's Spur of the Moment podcast every Saturday. We nailed it.
You can expect awesome content like that.
We cut flawless promos every single week.